All right, so good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's always a great joy to have you with us. All right, today we have the minister from Toronto Temple. Her name is Marie Doyle, and she is going to give us a lecture today. So let's welcome Marie Doyle.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Thank you, Mimi, for welcoming me. So today, I'm very grateful that I can do Sunday service here at LA Temple. Today, I will be talking about how not to be unhappy from the newest book, The Laws of Happiness. Before I begin the seminar, let us all recite the true words spoken by Buddha together. The true words spoken by Buddha. There used to be the light in the great universe. The light is the energy of Buddha. People can live by this energy, and Buddha's energy has made human history. It will be supplied eternally. This eternal light comes from heaven and prevails on earth. This is the light of heaven. Through the prism of Buddha, there appear the 7 colors of rainbow, arching over in the sky. Here you can see Buddha's mercy. Yellow is the color of teaching. White is the color of saving. Red is the color of justice. Purple is the color of obedience. Blue is the color of thinking. Green is the color of harmony. Silver is the color of progress. These 7 colors hug each other, and there appears Buddha land. Buddha land is shining brightly because of gathering of bodhisattvas. This is the land of love or the land of mercy. This is the land of wisdom or the land of teaching. Especially, this is the land of souls resting in peace. Real souls are the children of Buddha. The children of Buddha became real human beings. Real human beings have spirituality. The spirits are immortal powers. The spirits are immortal forces. The spirits are real entities. The physical bodies are the shadows of the spirits. It means you are the boat sailing down the great river. The great river is the symbol of the boat of lives. Each of you sails down as a small boat, so you need a boatman. If it were not for your own boatman, you'd surely go around. This boatman really needs your mind. If your mind makes a mistake, the boat breaks into pieces by a large rock, and you also need a bamboo pole. This pole is the meaning of the true words. When you go down a rapid stream, you need to find in a stream. Then you can change your course. The true words means the teaching of Buddha. Buddha enlightened and spoke the true words, and Buddha's teaching became a gold mine. This gold mine suggests various teachings. These are another expression of Buddha's truth. It brightens up your days. Or to put it another way, the fruits of Buddha's mercy. All of you now here listen to me. Never lose your way, now and forever. The guiding hand has already made. Please follow this white hand and go straightly on and on. Your lives are not limited to this world only. They have three aspects: the past, the present, the future. Your past have already gone by, yet still your mistakes will be kept in your minds. That is the reason why you should understand other people, and you yourself should reflect on what you have done. You and others are not different. On the contrary, both are children of Buddha and brothers and sisters. Now then, love each other. Let us bring up each other. And it's time to forgive each other. This is the eternal law, which penetrates the present and the future. Yes, indeed, the light of the dark night. The dark night of this world is hell. It is also the same in another world. Since we came down to this world, the sun of the truth is scheduled to rise. Now we are watching rising sun. It will shed light to the future, to invite some people to do the land. Now here I command. There shall not be conflict in this world. There shall not be distrust in this world. There shall not be crime in this world. There shall not be evil spirit in this world. There shall not be the devil in the next world. Only the ideal world, utopia, shall be realized. All of the people love each other, live harmoniously, believe in one another. That world is utopia. All of us to be the light of bodhisattvas, believing that the light has reality, believing that love has reality, believing that the truth has reality. These are the facts that should be conveyed. We, the light of bodhisattvas, get together, work together to keep right mind and live in tune with Buddha's words. Here we vow to do so.
Thank you very much. So yeah, before I dive into the seminar, in the beginning, I actually asked Mimi-san to introduce me. Thank you for that, because I didn't want to surprise anyone by just showing up and saying, "Hello, I'm taking over the Sunday service today, and I'm actually the minister for Toronto." So thank you. So why am I in LA? You may wonder. So I am a minister for Toronto branch, and I've been transferred about 2 months ago. Before that, I was a New Jersey minister, and then I decided to go back to Japan for a quick trip, and then I tried to go onto the plane and to go to Canada, but then they didn't allow me to board onto the flight, because they said, oh, because of coronavirus, we changed the rules, so you have to get a visa now. And then I waited, and then I went to New York. I tried a different way, but they, again, sadly, I couldn't enter, so I decided to come to LA to help out, because I heard James Shibucho, Minister James, he's in Japan right now. So that is why I'm here, and I'm very honored to be here. So thank you so much. Okay. So today I decided to contemplate on the laws of happiness, mainly chapter 1. So this book, a newly translated book, just came out. Some temples may not have this one yet, but it's actually a very, very great one of the law series. As you may read the older version already. So this is the 8th glossaries that Master gave to us. And as you know, Happy Science, we learn the teaching of the mind and what kind of right mind we should have. And this book contains one of the very basic, the main teachings, which is we call it fourfold path, which is love, wisdom, self-reflection, and progress. And the first chapter is actually introduction of, I guess, the fourfold path, and it's called, same as the title, seminar title today, which is how not to be unhappy. So I decided to do this on this topic today, and then I started thinking, most people who comes to Happy Science are really happy, happier than normal. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but there are many happy people. So, but then as I was reading, as you know, there's so many things that Master talked about are really just great. So these may sound very simple, actually, but if you can master everything what he said in this chapter, you can have all the control in your life. You can realize what you want in your life, and you can fulfill your mission for sure. So, okay. So first of all, what is the cause of unhappiness? What is it? In the preface of this book, Master says, in actuality, it's your ways of thinking themselves that are making you unhappy. You are seeking to be unhappy without realizing that you are doing so. If this is your first time learning about Master Okawa's teachings, this might be a little shocking to hear, but this is actually very true. But when we tell this to non-members of Happy Science, they might say, what? I didn't choose to be depressed. I'm sick or something like that. But you can actually have all the control on how you feel about everything or anything. And today I want to divide the points in 5 hints on how not to be unhappy. So how to be happy, in another way of saying it. So first, whether you feel happy or not depends on you. Whether you feel happy or not depends on you. What does this mean? So Master Okawa, he said, our life is a workbook of life is a workbook of problems. Yes, sorry. And depends on your age or environment, your happiness and happiness always changes. For instance, some of the examples are very interesting. So I want to introduce. So you can see there's a sumo wrestler, and he, as you know, in order to be a great sumo wrestler, you have to have a big body, strong muscle, and to be able to fight. And I've heard in order to become a sumo wrestler, they have to eat a lot and maybe once a day only, because that way that's the faster way to become bigger. And that's their profession. But I also heard that they are not allowed to chew the food, because that way they can be bigger. When I heard that, I was like, oh, that must be very difficult. So, but then the bigger you are, the stronger you will be at the sumo games. But then Master said, I bet when they are living normally outside of the sumo wrestling, they might miss the feeling of feeling light like-bodied, and it must be because I'm sure they would have less choices of clothes, and it might be difficult to maintain their conditions. So there's both a happy side and unhappy side, even for sumo wrestlers. And yeah, the second example is this gentleman, the businessman, he has to commute to work by taking very busy train. And he was feeling, oh, I wish I can wait until I retire so I don't have to take this crowded train with lots of people pushing you. In Japan, this is very bad, and you may have experienced this before. But then, after he retires, he noticed that his legs are getting weaker because he doesn't exercise as much as he used to. So by commuting to work, even if he had to take the busy train, he was actually getting exercise done by commuting. So these are some of the examples that when the environment changes, your happiness or unhappiness may changes a little bit. Another interesting example about the environment and how you feel something about happy and unhappy. So this one, which is also something that Master recently talked in a lecture called "Why is it problematic to be selfish?" And as you can see, they are in the same circle, so in the same environment with same conditions. So they both have big bowl of noodle or spaghetti. You can think what you like. But the condition is that they both have really long chopsticks, which is it makes them really difficult to eat. And if you look at the people on the left side, which says hell on the bottom one, they're so hungry, they don't care about other people, so they're trying to eat, but the noodles are hot, and the long chopsticks are really not useful, so they're struggling to eat, and they cannot eat at all. But at the same time, if you look at the people on the other side, they are in exactly the same conditions, but they notice that these chopsticks are really hard to eat, or very hard to feed ourselves. Why not feed each other? And then as you can see, they can peacefully enjoy their meal. So this is a very easy to understand, but this is another example of it's actually your mind that decides if you can be happy or unhappy by deciding to live for yourself or to live to other people. So whether you feel happy or not depends on you and your mind. And one last thing, one of the Master Okawa also talked about this in the lecture called "The Suffering of Youth," which he gave recently. And in there, he said there are only two types of people on this earth, which are the geocentric type of people or the heliocentric type of people. So the geocentric people are egocentric, in other words, so they don't care about other people. They only care about themselves, just like the people which try to eat or only try to feed themselves. And they tend to feel like because other people don't recognize me, or because I'm not, how do you say, because people don't understand me, or because people don't like me, I cannot be happy, like that. But the other people, which is heliocentric people, they think differently. They know that your mind is the one who decides your happiness. So they know you cannot change the environment around you, or you cannot change the people's mind. That's why they know they need to change themselves, improve themselves. So yeah, let's be the heliocentric type of people. And you may know this already, but helio means the sun in Greek. So let's be the sun and try to brighten other people instead of be the geocentric type of people. Okay. So that was the first point. And the second point or hint on how not to be unhappy is the seeds of success are hidden within failures. So Master, he explained that the more you get to know about other people and what other people can do, like, and they have, many people around you might have good talents, and you may feel like, oh, I have so many weaknesses, there's so many things I cannot do, and you may feel unhappy. But but Master said, no, wait. It's actually lucky that you can think that way, because you know exactly what to improve. So in his words, he said, people who are aware of their weak points and where they are up to make mistakes have the advantage of being able to easily see what they must do to improve. In some sense, there is nothing to be feared more than continual success. One of the important points is continual success. So how can we success continually? The Master said, actually, when you are, in other words, let me rephrase it. So if you are failing, you are actually very lucky, because there are so many, you are clearly given what to overcome. But actually, if you are continually succeeding at something, it's very scary, because when you success, there are seeds hidden in your success that is going to be your future failures. Does that make sense? So it's very important to know that there will be some seeds that will become your future failure in your success. So what can we do? So hint for continued success, Master said, shedding your old self is essential to continued success. So this means that when you succeed in something, it's just like a stairs that you are stepping up. And that means, as we learned from the first point, we cannot change other people or environment. So when you succeed, that means you're going to step up. So you have to be able to adapt to your new environment, because not only about that, people are going to see you differently. And some people may feel that I'm succeeded even though I am ordinary. But this thinking can be very scary. Not scary, but it's dangerous way to think this, because you actually have to step up instead of just staying as the same person. You need to study more, you need to gain more knowledge, wisdom, and gain more experiences, and to be able to listen to what other people tells you. For instance, let's say I became a politician, and I want to be a president of the United States. But if I all of a sudden become a president, all the mass media is going to try to destroy me, as they're doing it already to President Trump. So in order for your success to be able to truly become a success, you need to be prepared, and you need to be able to adapt yourself to the new environment. People who are unable to realize that they need to shed their skin will find that their success becomes their future suffering. So how can we improve ourselves? Is one hint is that I think we all have some strength in each one of us, but also we all have some weaknesses, and how to be continually successful. We need to improve our weaknesses. So something that's completely opposite side from your strength. Those are the hints for you to become successful, but also that's the hint for your success to stay as a success instead of your success becoming your cause of failures. So your third point, Master said, how not to be unhappy. We need to know that life is a journey of self-discovery. So there are two purposes of life in this world. The first purpose is that this world is the journey of self-discovery, and how can we find ourselves is fine. It can be found within the interrelations with others. So by allowing us to live in this world, he means God or Buddha, lets us deepen our self-recognition and experience the joy of having possibilities within ourselves. And this is the purpose God gave to this world. So in order for us to be happy or get out of the unhappiness cycle, we need to know ourselves, overcome our weaknesses, because in the end, we need to be able to know our soul tendencies. And in order to truly know ourselves, we need to know as many different type of people as possible. Because in that way, you can place yourself somewhere. Oh, this person is similar and we have similar strength. But look at this guy, he must be an alien or something like that. Because I cannot understand at all like that. But the more you get to know other people, the more you will be able to understand them. And that actually helps you understand yourself. I think this can be, as an example, if you have traveled to different countries, you may, or at least I felt that when I was born and raised in Japan, and when I first came to the United States, I felt so comfortable. I didn't have any homesick, and I mean, since then I'm here. So, but the more I got to know about different countries and different characters, I started to have this kind of feeling that I want to know more about Japan. Like I need to know more, because that is going to be directly connected to knowing who I am. So self-discovery is also getting to know yourself. No, sorry. Self-discovery is also to know about other people. Okay. So one recommendation I have about this is, in order for you to know yourself, I recommend you to maybe start to write a diary if you are a person who can continue doing that. I'm not that type of person. I just I'm not good at it. So if you can write a diary, that's great. But if not, maybe just like in your schedule, like a calendar, you can write like smiley face or sad face or like middle face, I don't know, anything, just so you can know the rhythm or the pattern that you have. And maybe after a few months, you will start to recognize, maybe I have a similar tendencies, or there are some days that you are really happy, but then you are really upset. Then you can analyze that. Like, why was I happy or why was I so upset? And many times that is connected to your also like, daily routine or work conditions. So that's one way to find out your pattern. But another point that is also important to know is in order to truly find yourself or know pattern, your physical condition is very connected. So that's just one way to find your soul tendencies or your patterns. So, fourth hint. The change in your self-recognition is success for your soul. So self-recognition. To recognize your limit is to overcome it. And recognizing your shortcomings means that you are in a time of growth. And just when you feel that you have made so many mistakes that you have nothing more to give, you will break through your limit. These are the quotes that I picked from the book. So how can we know ourselves truly? Is same as the last hint, which is you have to know. The more people you know, the more clearly you will be able to, I guess, find yourself. But so what master means in this part is that the more you, let me give you the example first. When Master Okawa first founded Happy Science, he felt like all the other religions, big religions in Japan, seemed so perfect. And of course, Master Okawa couldn't see any weaknesses in their religions. But then Master Okawa kept putting his effort in his activities, and then he started to notice, maybe by looking at the people there, he started to notice, oh, maybe this religion might have this kind of weakness, because the people who studied our religion, they are really nice people, and they seem really nice, but they don't. So this person, she was running a grocery store, and then Master decided to go to that store, but then she noticed all the prices are really high, even they were really nice. So he noticed, oh, maybe the religion, one of the weakness for the religion is that they only teach to be a nice person, but they were lacking on the teaching of looking themselves from other people's perspective. Does that make sense? Because they were just, doing what's right for them, but they weren't thinking about how other people would see you. So the more you, so in this case, as Master did, the more you get to know about when your awareness increases, you can start to see some weaknesses in other groups or in other people. And you may feel like, am I becoming a bad person? But actually it's not. It's just mean that your awareness is becoming higher and bigger. That's why you can see some weaknesses in others. And that this time is the time you are actually becoming successful, and it means you are surpassing or becoming better than others. So about the changing your self-recognition, I wanted to share the quotes from this book, How to Get Money and Grow Rich 1 by Master Okawa. And here he says, your attitude changes your content. So behave as if you already have succeeded. Even if you failed in reality, please change your mind. What does this mean? So your attitude changes your contents. So, but this doesn't mean, okay, I'm a millionaire, I became successful, let me buy you a drink. Like, sure. If you start to, use your credit cards, that doesn't mean you are. It's not this attitude. It's just an extreme example, but it's not. If you really want to be, this means rich people do not want to be friends with negative people, or the people who say, oh, I don't have money, please give me something like that. So you need to be very positive and have stronger trust in your ability that you will be able to realize your goal. And you have to put practice and put your effort into it. In this meaning, your positive attitude changes your contents. Contents means your subconscious and your way of thinking and your behaviors. Lastly, how to change your fate. First of all, does fate exist? Yes or no? Or maybe. Master said, yes, it exists. But I don't mean that there is a fixed story. But the fate, yes, it exists because by examining a person's soul tendency, it is possible to generally forecast what sort of successes and failures that person will experience. In this meaning, yes, the fate exists. So how can we change our fate? Master gave lots of examples, but first, about when you think about yourself, you need to know yourself by looking at other people's tendencies and get to know yourself better. And you need to know your tendencies or patterns, how you react to something. Do you have a similar tendencies? Like if someone says something negative, you always get angry. Do you have something like that? Or do you have some fear in your mind? And what kind of fear is that? So by observing your, emotions or your feelings every moment, there are so many hints that you can find out about yourself. So in the end, as one of the conclusions, you have to first decide, okay, I want to change myself in a better way. I want to improve myself. And when you decide to do that, you can start to change your fate. So in other words, it also means doing self-reflection every day is essential. In one of the book called Introduction to Management, Master said, self-reflection is the law of progress. And people tend to have lots of desires, but usually about 50% of your desires are something extreme, which you shouldn't have. So let's not, and those desires can become attachment. So let's be careful, let's be careful and look at your attachments. What kind of attachments do you have? And sometimes we tend to think that, oh, if I had this money, I will be happy. But Master said, the pain of not being able to have what you want is something that will always follow you, even if you become a millionaire or billionaire. So please always look at yourself through others' eyes. And when you finally be able to control our desires, that's the path for your success in your life. So how not to be unhappy? It's important to resolve not to be unhappy before you try to become happy. And so because nowadays it is very difficult to live in this society because of coronavirus especially, but still there are some people who are succeeding even in these difficult situations. So lastly, I would like to show you the Master Okawa's lecture excerpt from the Creation from Faith. It's about 8 minutes. Okay, please watch.
Humans lived through times when lava was still flowing around much more, and they have lived through the Ice Age also. You would think it's impossible to survive through the Ice Age, but they were wise enough to survive and have managed to survive to the modern times. Considering this, no matter how many or what may come our way, we must overcome each age without forgetting to believe in God. This is important. Our souls have lived for much, much longer. Souls at the root are part of the light that branched off from God. This is true. Our soul is only a small piece of the light that branched off from God. It's a piece that will release great power if it is polished. I accept this as fact. This is why I continue to support democracy, not deny it. If you polish your soul while being aware that you are the child of God, your Buddha nature will surely bloom, and you will be able to attain some level of enlightenment. You can regard democracy as something similar to this. So if everyone recognizes that they possess such Buddha nature, continue their activities while constantly checking whether they are right or not in the light of the will of God. And make efforts to create good politics and a future utopia and a political and economic system of the future will surely be established. But I must say that faith is superior. It needs to be steady. From there, everything should start. Only if there is the superiority of faith, political prosperity, economic prosperity, advancement in science and technology, or other cultural prosperity based on faith are allowed. Don't sway the central axis. Now, very few political parties and politicians say this, and people interested in economic principles only talk about making and losing money. You can't tell if it is good or bad money. This is the current economics. They think it's okay as long as they don't commit crime. But that's not true. There is good and bad to money. Of course, money earned through hard work for the sake of bringing this world closer to utopia is good. So I want you all to be like that. Some people have trouble moving their body because of their age. Some are disabled and some are ill. Such people can't work. It's important to lend them a helping hand. It's an obligation. On the other hand, those who have a healthy body and a healthy mind should be even more diligent and work to realize God's glory in this world. We should try to succeed even more and make this world shine brighter. I hope so. It's important to help many unfortunate people through their excess benefits. But we can't all quit our work and live on cash handouts from the government. This is not realistic. Please know that. Some of you might say that you quit your job because you're at a retirement age. This doesn't mean you're really out of work. Praying your mind is also work, of course. Giving advice to others is another. Even if you're 9 years old, you can give advice to young people and also give countless guidance to them in religious meaning. So work is not only about making money. You might not make money anymore, but there's still work to do. Our work can still develop more and more with age. I want to say so. If I were working in a company, I would already be old enough to retire. And as I see my own face on the screen now, I look like I'm still around 40. Don't judge people based on their physical age. If we keep receiving when the light of God is fueled from the heavenly world, we can stay young forever. We can keep working. People age when they lose their ideal goals, so if they don't lose it, they can still live young. I've given almost 3,200 lectures, but I'll still give many, many more. Please follow me. I'm not thinking all of you over 60 should go away. I just need young people. For the believers working at Daikoku 10 businesses, you might suffer from viruses, floods, or locusts. Please don't let them defeat you. You must prosper, even if it means you must face the world. Please think like that. Happy science is still halfway done at most. We can't die yet, you know. We must be 10 times and 100 times larger. At this rate, we will just be remembered as the Japanese religion that grew the most after World War II, but nothing more than that. We must be known around the world. Yesterday, I was watching the movie Cinderella Man again at home. In New York, a former boxer who loses his job during the Great Depression in 1929 returns to the ring and becomes the world champion. Just like the movie, we need hope. There needs someone who can give courage to others. Worldwide depression might occur, but there needs someone who can give hope and courage to others at that time. He's working hard. That company's working hard. If people can see such kind of hope and courage, they can stand up too. If you break your right hand, then train your left hand. Your left punches and win back the championship. This is the important thing. So let us build up a new power, use it, and leave the world without blaming our environment or conditions. We'll say this to the people of the world. Since our activities are centered in Japan now, Japan has to be much stronger, of course. I would like the US to work hard again so that they do not slow down and stall in this coronavirus pandemic. As for China, I've been criticizing them, but it doesn't mean I want the 1.4 billion people in mainland China to die and the 7 million in Hong Kong to live. I just want them to choose a way of life that makes people happy. We criticize China as a means, but we would like to guide them and the other countries to their progress and prosperity. Please don't forget the love for humanity either. Please have more power, more light, and more prosperity. If the God you believe in is the real God, I pray from the bottom of my heart that you will find prosperity in your future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So that was such a powerful lecture today. So yeah, because we are all child of God, anything is possible as long as we have faith in the real God, which is El Cantare. And even in this difficult time and situations, let's be the hope ourselves and receiving light as our fuel, God's light as our fuel. Let's be happy and live for other people's happiness and realize the utopia on this earth. And as you know, this true words spoken by Buddha, reciting this is the best way to maintain our health within our mind. If you are not a member, please message us. If you're interested, please message us to receive this sutra. And one thing I wanted to share lastly is that there's a new movie coming out in October. It's called Twice Born, and this is based on the real story of Master Okawa. He said about 95% is true, and I heard it's so amazing movie, and I have the official movie trailer now, so let's watch it now.
いつも自分に厳しく努力を続けていましたね。いつもクラスで一番でした。なぜか彼の釣れの一声でみんながまたがっていて。
頭はずば抜けてるし、学者か政治家にでもなるかと思った。君みたいな人は勝者に来るみたいなことしてきて。ロマンチック。半数以上の悪霊の影響を受けている。彼らが悪霊から身を守ることができない。一体どのような使命を持っているのか。一切主情救済。もう一度申請したい。生まれ変わりたい。私はみんなを幸せにするために我が悪魔を完成し、共に再建をされるものだ。
Thank you so much. So yeah, please be excited for this movie. It's gonna be great, and there's an opportunity for you to be able to be the supporters of this movie. We call it international supporters, and we are accepting sacred donation until August 25th. So if you would like to contribute, please let us know. And yes, if you don't have the true words spoken by Buddha, which is the main sutra, please message us. And this is the end of our Sunday service today. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you tomorrow, not tomorrow, sorry, next Sunday. And if you have any questions or anything, please message us or call us, and I'm happy to be helpful for you. So, and lastly, I would like to take bows to Elfintare for his guidance today and giving us such a great teachings for us. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much.